And with people that know what did happen, we don't want to give any space for the rumors, you know. So brief, I will go through the updates. On the 20th, in Freetown, the National Civil Registration Authority reaffirmed their commitment for extend identity and vital registration service across Sierra Leone because there be whole strategic meeting with paramount chiefs. We can remember say a member of parliament be appealed to NCRA because of most of the things that now we want that they attach them to national ID card that therefore extend to chiefdom level. So NCRA don't listen to the people their voice and now they try for go to chiefdom level. On the 20th August also, we see Usai, the US ambassador, host with vice president and a team for the Millennium Challenge Authority of Sierra Leone, the board, for see how they go work together. MCC we always they talk about her. And for low achiever and implementer, now continuous engagement. We see beside the American ambassador host, the vice president, and in team. We also see beside the Justice Sector Coordination Office officially released a report. The report states about how institutions where they under them they perform between other than the report clearly states all the institutions where they under this unit they perform and now UNDP fund and provide technical support. We also see USAI with Minister of Youth Affairs, Abraham Sano, hold some very interesting meeting with we entertainers. We include Caldinero for let them look at the way forward in the industry. They say the agenda be very clear how we for take salon music beyond the borders. Finally, on the 21st of August, in three chiefdoms, high-level government presence, be there now some communities in Diang, Samabendugu, uh, Dansogonia, Fole, then go engage the community people on emerging issues. And perhaps that will form the basis of why we're here today. Because it is right at the right. But we'll bring on our oil for let we get clear. Wait till we make the high level government presence within our communities. So, on the panel, immediately, let me write, the policy where they in charge of a country in money, the policy where they shape, all the blames, subsidy, no, they can't, this, that, the policy where they in charge. The Honorable Minister of Finance, Mr. Fatamadi Bangura, there. We also get on the far side a member of parliament, we are in charge of the talk around minerals, mines. When are the chairman, Honorable Emerson Lamina, most welcome, sir. Immediate left, we see a civil society activist. No, say civil society, and they put fire behind government foresee that waiting government say they do for in people and they do they bring issues pertaining to the welfare of them people. So we get Madam Amnata. Let us not go right back say today, I don't forget the person in name. Deputy Minister blunders. Just because I'm a man that I they call her clear. Madam Aminata Dean Conte. Women's Network for Community Development. Are you name it? Thank you very much. Eh? Well, I'm going to tell that person I'll be clear the ear. On the far side also, we get Mr. Farid Ali. When a fine gentleman, not for the woman that they talk about, somebody will don't make your name in society and they get a prominent role where they play. So all these people that are this panel get reason for they are today. Um, as a country, we know they live in isolation. But good thing they do what they do, now because we don't see other people that they do now because other people that they say when I do now because of best practice. So over time, we don't see a lot of transformation, reforms, now different sectors. As donor fund, they go out. People that will be get sense, they don't sit up for see what they will do for increase local revenue generation, especially from mineral resources. So, if you go Botswana, we get a corporation where they manage within the resources. And what they get, they contribute up to 20% of the GDP. Namibia get the same kind of corporation arrangement where the owner for look outside government go able to raise money from the natural resources. And that effort they make, the GDP, they're able to contribute about 12% to the GDP. Ghana gets similar arrangements. Nigeria gets, Angola gets, Mauritania gets, Zimbabwe gets. And not to Africa no more than kind arrangement in there. Because most times, even IMF conditionality will tell you, say, try for increased local revenue generation. So anything what they do for increase your local revenue, then arrangements and done the happen across board. Now Africa and Europe. Recent, we see outside the Sierra Leone administration are under His Excellency. They try for imitate or implement them best practices. For say, with natural resources, if they under control, government for partake, for increased transparency, for increased revenue generation. So a lot of things don't happen. We make today, we will get people for really tell we what has been happening. We shall come on, say we see that high level delegation in the communities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the fourth and fifth estate. The fourth, now that they're not the fourth. Journalists there. Where the fifth? Civil society. Today we there for let we hear from first person we hear from, like person we hold the resources. All the arrangements we don't do, we don't see it happen. We try for imitator. We don't see outside government, don't see it take full control of a particular area. Full control so that it will increase revenue generation. It will be able to in control of how it implement development programs from your money. It is not an easy process. But we need for know from relevant people, waiting at the arrangement and waiting we dey expect as a country from this arrangement. A mineral wealth fund has been created for take care of particular areas with our government mineral assets so that transparency, revenue generation, and other things happen for the benefit of the country, not individuals. On this note, I want to turn the mic to the Minister of Finance for let explain to we this arrangement and the high level delegation will be go across. Waiting it mean and waiting we they expect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, moderator, Mr. Deputy Minister of Information and Community Engagement, Education, and the like. Thank you so much, Mr. Bauer. And thank you, my people, members of the Fourth Estate, but also the Fifth Estate, and other listeners. I'm very happy for come and talk to the people, for clarify, but also share the vision of His Excellency around how he want we for organize ourselves for manage with mineral resources in the country. Far different from what's not happen since we get independence. Or far different, yes, exactly, since we get independence, because if it happen differently, where the wait man then be there in charge before they can pass it over to we. I want to move very fast forward. So I'm mindful of time now. So in 2019, when this government kind of power, we get a first opportunity through World Bank support for do what we will call a geophysical survey of the government in resources, in mineral resources. The report we then do tell we say this country rich. We get many mineral resources than we ever be getting now with geological department. Where this man and be left. What we do. And the reason is the government not be ever pay attention for invest in the geological survey department for study within this country. With man and be doing something and carry the information go back. So to President Bill, we do that geophysical survey, and that survey they in the custody of the Ministry of Mines. We're statutorily responsible for provide governance and oversight advisory on how the government can manage mining resources. Now, with that information, and we know, say, we get more mineral resources, I take them three big categories: precious, diamond, gold, yeah, what they call bulk minerals, iron ore, bauxite, heavy mineral sands, rutile, and those things. But critical minerals, lithium, these big things, and colta wouldn't be used in a renewable energy world now. If you go the mining week, you go don't study a lot and understand a lot with the Ministry of Mines try for educate people on what we get. Now with that, the way we be done to manage the mines, and even up to recently, up to 2023, we minerals then they in the hands of individuals after 1982, thereabout. Then they in the hands of individuals. Individuals are investors. They go come, they give them first rights, then go explore. When they know the exploration, we give them the first right of refusal for get mining license for do large scale mining or small scale mining. And then we rely on we own taxes, say they go pay concession fee, royalties. And then we rely on we tax them for collect maybe corporate tax, PAYE or GST and the like. Now, and what thing can happen, we end up for the sign and the model sign what they call mining lease agreement with them. In fact, the first major agreement, Nasra Utal be done. It end up become a model agreement where then it becomes so terrible. One standard not be there again. Every other individual miner we can one get different type of agreement. The government itself begins to say it lost money from the mining sector. And I can give you numbers. We're in, for the last couple of years, let me say 5, 6 years, 6 years, we mobilized close to over 4 billion US dollars from the sector. Sincerely, now only 5% of that money they entered the treasury. You're not able to build a nation that way. Now, that's fundamental information. And even last year alone, I get data and I have from the Ministry of Mines, 1.5 billion US dollar in exports, and 60 million end up in the treasury. Now, that kind me, the Minister of Finance. I know the pressure for fund the government and fund the government in development. The world don't change. How the world is now, developed countries, then they get difficulty for support developing countries, their development aspirations. Then they expect we for be smart enough for take care of we own business, use we own resources, and fund we own development. So His Excellency, when he joined this government in 2020, now he said, Sheku, we don't do this survey with the World Bank. The results are very good. We need to re-engineer and rethink how to manage the sector. So how do we go about this? I said, well, in the world, what countries, smart countries are doing, and it started, I say, you go to Asia, go to the Arab world, what they do, they have what they call mineral collateralization, wherein you use your mineral resource as a collateral for mobilized money, but you need to do them properly, right? Some people call them, you do what you call resource-backed financing of your development. So your resource what you get, you manage them properly for able to mobilize capital for fund your nation in development. So now I tell and say, well, that model now we for I think can work. And I say, okay. So I thought about it. I said, but when I go design them for me. Now we look through the mining law, the recent one we then just passed, I think 2022. We realize say space data for state participation. But the way we then define now, they're saying that 10% of free carried undiluted interest and the government can take on new ventures where they can for ask for large scale mining. And then the government get the right for mobilize up to 35% equity stake in them venture then they. But the government, the law no really effectively give the government the so that law is written. Government not been there in the heart of the law writer then. Say we can do business with self. Yeah. So the president said, let's see how we redesign the structure. That's the beginning of the establishment of the corporation. So we decide, say, this country, forget in your corporation, the Sierra Leone Mines and Mineral Development Management Corporation, we for undertake commercial operations in the mining sector. Yeah. But government itself and the lawmaker will describe many other things inside. And I just give you the background. But we country right now, we are not investment grade. Sierra Leone is not an investment grade country because of the level of indebtedness. So when you want to do mining require you to mobilize capital, a capital intensive sector. You need to go raise money. If the government want enter mining this way in a commercial way, you're not going to do it all by itself as a government. Right? You have to be smarter because when you want to go, they will say you don't get the right for go take a debt internationally because you did high risk of debt distress. So we get limit set by the IMF and the World Bank say only up to $100 million per year you can take. And you know for take commercial debt, non-concessional debt. So we re-engineer our mind say the way for do this structure for do what we call non-recourse architecture, non-recourse to the government budget structure. How you do that? So we set up a project company when a private sector company under Company Act, 100% owned by government. That company they able to do business with private sector, not the mining sector. That's now make them set up the Mineral Wealth Fund. But the smart thing is this. Because the government are the custodian of all the minerals where they under the soil. It say, Are they set this structure in the way that are they manage all the problem where mining sector can get? If one company gets only one asset, waiting they happen with that company, if price change na the international market, yeah, or that problem come, that particular operation they get problem. So that they happen with African minerals, yeah, now this country where they operate now a couple of years ago doing, and then the Ebola and all those things come. The price crash, it go below 80, then lock shop away, then left the country. Now we say well, we set the structure through the MMDMC, we get non-recourse architecture when at the Mineral Wealth Fund, at the company, operational company. We use the MMDMC for study the data where Ministry of Mines get and identify all the mineral resources of strategic and global scale nature